I'm probably gonna sound like an Uncle Tom for this, but I don't like being around black people that act like an exaggerated stereotype of themselves. It's one thing if we go out and then listen to ratchet music or do something little like that, but it gets serious to a point when I can't bring you nowhere and then you just want to act rowdy and you want to yell at people and you just want to get into a fight just because somebody stared at you.
Y'all not gonna like it, but I hate black people who actually do stereotypes, bro. I despise them because they already didn't like you, and now you twerking at Walmart, bro. Fuck.
Black culture is completely embarrassing. And black women are especially embarrassing because they are the creators and the defenders of the dysfunction.
I will say about the defeated sons or whatever the case may be, the upbringing and the lack of fatherhood, the lack of guidance, the lack of support, care, or anything like that these young men are getting, we have now this terminology of YN.
What's up, y'all? Can y'all hear me okay? If you can, put the clovers. Welcome back to another live stream reaction that was sent to me. I was sent a video, but then I found another video that goes with it, and we're going to chit-chat around the whole conversation. I was a little bit fatigued around these conversations, but since it's been a whole lot of anti-woke rhetoric that has been happening, I understand the algorithm wants us to kind of chit-chat about this more, so we are back. However, hit the like button, subscribe if you're not. If not, just show some love or hate, whatever. Good morning, you guys. Let me say what's up to the best chat. I will say I definitely love my chat. You guys hold me accountable. What's up, Spaces? What's going on? What's up, Shadow Dragon? Hey, Brianna. Hey, DJ Neff. Oh, you know what, Spaces? You did send me a video. I will get to reacting to that. And DJ Neff, you sent me something too. Good morning, Black America. What's up? He said, yeah, that's a Caesar's Palace for lunch. Give me something. What you getting me from Caesar's Palace, okay? Anyway, let's go ahead and get into it. I want to first, we're going to go and react to this video that I saw. And, yeah, let's just kind of get into it. And y'all like the video. I'm sure some of y'all have seen it. This video was sent to me. It is about the 4 types of ghetto that's killing America, as well as another one shows the lie, the ghetto lie. So I did not see the ghetto lie as much. So I will be, like I said, reacting to this for the first time with you guys. So without further ado, let's get to it.
The 4 types of black ghetto explained. Number 1, the young. This archetype believes danger equals dignity. It's the ski mask on live, the spin again, the crash out mentality. No plan, no elders, no tomorrow. He's not fighting a system. He's fighting anybody close enough to bleed. When the 1980s crack era shattered fathers out of the home, boys learned the rules of manhood from the block, not a dad. Labels discovered that chaos sells. The more violent the lyric, the hotter the stream. And the more funerals, the bigger the mythology. Social media gave every impulsive thought a camera, a beat, and an audience. Now we've got a whole generation that thinks being dangerous.
Really quickly though, do you guys listen to YN music? Because I do. I know y'all could yell at me. I'm gonna have to confess my sins a lot in this live because I do partake in the ghetto content. I do. I just do. I feel like it's necessary. You know, I listened to King Von. I've listened to Lil Durk. I've listened to, shout out to Chicago. Okay, shout out to y'all. See, Brown said I listened to YN music. Yeah, you know, I was listening to NLE Chopper, Shot of Flow before he went Christian or, you know, whatever he's on. He bald headed now.
Dangerous is the same as being a man. Look at King Von. Talented brother, could really rap, had the streets buzzing. But his music wasn't just storytelling, it was scorekeeping. Every track was a body count, every video a threat, every lyric a promise of violence. And when he passed outside an Atlanta hookah lounge at 26, shot in a confrontation that didn't have to happen, the internet turned it into content. RIP shirts, murals, tribute songs, all treating his passing like it was destiny instead of tragedy. NBA YoungBoy's been arrested multiple times, been in shootouts, lost friends to the same violence.
See, really quickly, I understand you got the YN culture, but has YN culture ever went anywhere? I feel like they just changed the terminology, because if you look at rap culture or just certain things that came about, it went first for being something prolific to speak out about, and now it's just we are reporting crime. We are snitching on ourselves. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know. NBA YoungBoy is selling out to the point where boys are crying at his concert. So he's somewhat influential at a certain level. And I will say, at a time where I think this is critical, where I think online they're really against this type of stuff, and we all should be like the loud minority group, is because we fear, and we always hear say, these young men are going to mimic these boys. But these are young boys who are mimicking something. You know what I'm saying? How many kids NBA YoungBoy have? That, like, what, 20-some kids? Am I being exaggerated? I don't know. But he has a lot of kids to be very, very young. So he's already been out in them streets.
He raps about. But instead of seeing this as a warning, young brothers see it as authentication. Like, you can't be real unless you're risking your life.
See, and I'm sorry, y'all to pause. Y'all know how we do it. We stop and chit chat over here. Yes, that's exactly what I'm saying. The content really has in its terminology. It's just like Sexy Red, and I think they're going to mention Sexy Red in here. Sexy Red is just an evolution of Trina, or you know what I'm saying? Y'all gonna say Lil Kim. Lil Kim, just evolution.
It's not strength. That's programming. This costs us mothers burying sons like it's a seasonal chore. It costs us children raised on RIP shirts instead of report cards. It creates a community where masculinity means being feared, not respected. In the 1960s, boys in ties walked to church, eyes on their elders, learning to care a family name. Today, boys sit in courtrooms, eyes on a judge, learning DOC numbers. If you're mad at me for saying this, ask yourself, who profits when black boys treat each other like targets? It isn't us.
That is the great. I'm asked to chat. Who profits from? Well, we all know who profits. Are we really asking these questions? We know who profits, but see, the thing about it is, I don't think this culture is going to go away. And I kind of want to know, why are they making it seem like this culture is a large majority of young black men, and it's really not. Let's keep going.
Labels make money. The prison system stays full. The media gets content, and we get funerals. Before we go to the next level, if you're learning something from this breakdown, hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for Black Stories.
Oh yeah, I'll put this channel there. I want y'all to subscribe. He's really good.
Stories Untold. Number 2, the city girl. This archetype confuses exposure with empowerment, twerking as diplomacy, promiscuity as progress, get a bag as therapy.
Oh my gosh. Well, would you say the city girl stereotype is a stereotype that is towards black women specifically? Like, let's think about this. Or is Taylor Swift not a city girl? Well, I guess now we have to change that because she's getting married. But is city girl really a term that was coined where you think of black ratchet girl? Like, come on now. Like, I don't know. I don't think of that. Like, city girl, the first city girls was Sex in the City. If we really want to talk about it. I don't know. I don't think of black girl when I think of city girl. I think the reason why is because black girls have a group called city girl. But as far as the behavior, that gold digging culture, no. I maybe that is our stereotype, but I wouldn't say we gave it to. No. I don't just hear, oh, city girl, and think of a black girl. I don't know. Do you?
She's the billboard for everything that pays today and hurts tomorrow. She came from a media machine that found out controversy sells best when it's black and loud. She was amplified by an algorithm that rewards the most outrageous clip, not the most honorable character. She thrives in a community that stopped protecting her image and started paying for it. Look at Sexy Red. She built a whole career off lyrics that would make a sailor blush, videos that leave nothing to imagination, and a persona that treats promiscuity like a personality. And the internet loves it. Millions of streams, sold out shows, brand deals. But what are we really celebrating? A young black woman who's convinced that the fastest way to success is through explicit content and hypersensuality. The city girls popularized this whole scam on a man mentality. Get a rich man.
I disagree. What? You think the city girls is the people who coined scam on a man culture? No, it's scam on a man culture was already there since Marilyn Monroe. We're not going to do that. We're not going to do that. And yes, that was Glorilla, like in his clip. That was not, but Sexy Red was in the video. Shout out to you. Thank you. Super chat stopped the live. Good afternoon, Lucky, our internet homegirl. You know it. Yours truly. What's up? What'd he do? Yeah, I don't see to just put the blame. Exactly, Rosie. What about Anna Nicole? Scam culture is on black women. Like y'all know I'm gonna call stuff down the middle, like a crack of an ass, a big booty black ass, you know. But I don't like when certain stuff is just like, that's not true. I get it. I'm just watching it. I'm not saying he's saying that, but these are the stereotypes put on black women. I would not say we started scam culture. And shout out to the 5 people that got memberships. Thank you. I have a video I need to post in my membership actually. But thank you.
If you want to know what a motherfucking boss looks like, bitch, you looking at one. A bitch that handles big business.
Shout out to y'all. Thank you.
Get his money. Move on to the next one. They turned relationships into transactions and called it empowerment. But empowerment isn't convincing yourself that using your body is the same as owning your destiny. Real power is having options beyond your physical appeal. Here's how it plays out. Attention becomes currency. Babies become content. Commitment becomes corny. You've seen it. The baby mama reveals on Instagram Live. The single...
Shout out to Jazz with her fine ass. I don't care what y'all talking about. I understand, but I'm not a guy, so I can say this. But I like that he says this. The attention becomes currency. The baby becomes content. And then the estranged relationship. Hold on, run that back, sir. Run it back, because I want to say it in the exact order you said it. Because that is exactly what our culture has, our image has became via media. Even like, sometimes I try not to get so carried away into it, but it's just everywhere. Let's listen to it again.
Here's how it plays out. Attention becomes currency. Babies become content. Commitment becomes corny.
Commitment becomes corny. Do we not hear that? As far as the climate of conversation, it's like commitment. Oh yeah, but if you commit there, then it's like all these little fearful nuances or these things that just make it seem like you lame. You know what I'm saying?
Seen it. The baby mama reveals on Instagram Live. The single mother struggling presented as a badge of honor instead of a situation we should be trying to prevent. Little girls are learning to be sexy before they learn to be safe. Watching their favorite influencers turn every aspect of...
Really quick, sorry y'all. Y'all like, girl, stop. Like the video. Fantasy said Jazz is too fine to be so dumb. Would you say Jazz is dumb? Let's chit chat. If she was not looking to be a wife, her baby daddy got more than mine. He got more than most people in this chat. Anybody who got a child's father, her child's father got way more money than our child's father. And he's 100%. He loves his kids. I will say that about. So would we call her dumb, or is she dumb because she gave up her I don't want to say her boundaries, because we don't know her boundaries, but according to her content, she had a certain type of boundaries. Would you say are you saying she's dumb because she changed what she was saying to be up under a man who was rich? Would she be playing into that scam culture? Oh God, here go Fantasy. She said she is dumb because she spoils that nigga and he won't marry her.
Womanhood into performance. This costs us respect for Black womanhood in our own eyes and the world's. It costs us stable homes because lust builds nothing, and a ring isn't included with the streams. It costs us daughters who inherit insecurity and sons who inherit confusion about what a woman should be. In the 1960s, we had Coretta Scott King, Dorothy Height, church choirs, Sunday hats, and the quiet power of restraint. Women who commanded respect without demanding attention. Today, we have thirst traps and stripper poles repackaged as freedom.
Oh my gosh. Hold on. I like the way he said that. Now, first of all, if y'all want Lucky to put on a church hat, I definitely will. Honey, period. Okay? I definitely will. I didn't know the church hats were missed. I didn't know they were missed. Let's go back to his perspective. I like the way he put that out there.
The quiet power of restraint. Women who commanded respect without demanding attention. Today, we have thirst traps and stripper poles repackaged as freedom. But real freedom is the power to say no to a check that requires your dignity. Number 3, the scammer or dope boy. This archetype is a two-headed monster. One head is the seller. In the 80s, it was crack. Today, it's swipes, fake gurus, and whatever poison trends. The neighborhood becomes a marketplace where the only
I got
export
you.
is misery. The other head is the user. Lean cups, pills, powder, whatever numbs. Pain plus boredom plus easy access equals self-destruction on loop.
I have to ask y'all, because I wanted to kind of ask, since, you know, it's a lot of men that come to check out this stuff. Do you think that as Black men, us being bored or not having productive things to do, and I'm saying us because I'm Black, okay? Do you think, because I think this affects us as women too, but do you think that it affects us when we are bored with nothing productive to do that gives us purpose? The reason why I'm asking is because I like that he put that there, because typically when we're bored, that's when we find ourselves doing recreational things such as drinking or smoking. And then we go into deep thought that may, the thought may remind us of things where we were, because, you know, weed, marijuana, and alcohol are downers. So if you're consuming that at a time where you're down or you have an idle mind or you're bored, typically this is when you find yourself in those guilty pleasures, those fleshful pleasures, and you're looking for things where you're not actually being productive. Then you start to feel down about the time it took when you were under those influences or when you were doing whatever. You're like, damn, I just sat here and did nothing. So now you're depressed about that. Like, do you really think that? Y'all saying yes? Yeah, I think so too. I think, well, what would you say though? Like, what would you say continuously in your day-to-day life for Black men and women to do so they don't fall into these, oh, I'm a scammer, I need to find some way to get money? Because I think when we're idle and we're down, we find ourselves on our phone in a scrolling concept, looking at ourselves and subconsciously comparing like where we should be. So you're never really satisfied of where you are. So then you have to do these things to get more money. You have to do these things. And when we scam and get these monies, it's not like we pouring into nothing that's greater. We buying up stocks. No, we're trying to look like we're something to other people. I definitely think the idle mind is the devil's playground, like they say.
Factories closed, jobs left, schools failed, and hustle became the curriculum. America never ran out of customers for our collapse. It just changed the packaging, from vials to visa numbers to viral courses. G Herbo, talented rapper with a real message in some of his music, got caught up in a $1 million fraud scheme, using stolen identities to fund private jets and designer shopping sprees. When it came out, some people defended it like it was just another hustle. But that money came from real people's stolen identities, real people's credit destroyed. That's not hustling. That's hurting people who look like us. Then you've got TJX.
When I made that point about the EBT scams, Black people might have jumped me, okay? They said, oh no, what you got a problem with it for? I was like, well, shit.
6. Literally making songs that are tutorials for credit card fraud. Not metaphors, not street tales. Actual step-by-step instructions set to a beat. He's treating federal crimes like they're a TikTok trend. And young brothers are watching, thinking this is the wave, not realizing that fraud charges carry sentences longer than some violent offenses.
Ooh,
on the other side, you've got the addiction epidemic. Future made Mask Off, and suddenly everybody's sipping.
And he coming for all the rappers I listen to. I don't know who that TK nigga is. I don't know who he is. Y'all can keep him. Okay, so let's talk about Future. I feel like Future, who is influenced by Future that you know? Truthfully, I don't know people that are seriously influenced by Future. And even still, if you say, oh, with the mask off, and this is the thing too, right? How come we pick the most dumbest influence? We can't say, oh, you're influenced by Future because now you get into money. Like now you get into a talent. You know what I'm saying? It's like, who's influenced? Like, I don't know. I don't really see people largely in our community influenced by Future. Do y'all? Or am I tripping? I don't know. Let's keep going. And it could be the Dirty Sprite, you know, if you're talking about the drugs, but I feel like Lil Wayne influenced the druggies. I don't feel like that would be Future.
Lean like it's a lifestyle. Juice WRLD passed from an overdose. But we keep romanticizing the substance use, turning pill bottles into punchlines and addiction into aesthetics.
Oh, God.
This promises status without discipline. Designer belts, not balance sheets. It offers relief without healing. You don't fix trauma, you sip it. And it costs us everything. It costs us trust. Try building a block when
What kids? White kids? Come on now, Fantasy. The white kids be influenced by our rap, but it don't be Black kids. I don't be... Okay, I'm in a bubble. I could be speaking anecdotal. Y'all could be right. I don't see it, though.
hand is reaching for the same pocket. It costs us health. We turn funerals into fashion shows. It costs us legacy. Fast money doesn't build slow wealth, and the landlord still ain't us. Black Wall Street and thousands of Black-owned businesses were built on cooperation and craft. Barbers, tailors, teachers, pastors, print shops. They built things that lasted generations. Today's neighborhood influencers build nothing that lasts a season. The seller and the user are cousins. One destroys the block, the other destroys his body.
Oh my goodness, that is so true. There is nothing that's benefited, nothing that's communal. I mean, we say that all the time, but this is why I think that the conversation kind of falls flat when we talk about reparations sometimes, because then it goes into, what about these people? It's going to just make the economy worse. You know what I'm saying? Like, I think we just don't have purpose pretty much within our community.
Either way, the community pays the bill. You've seen the scam packs: rent a Lambo, borrowed money phone, I made 6 figures in 6 weeks, buy my course. You've watched the mugshots turn into merch, the bodies turned into bars, the free him hashtags like we're proud of cages. This is the marketplace we've accepted, where authenticity is expensive and fraud is on sale. Number 4, the buffoon. This archetype escapes the hood by embarrassing it. He's loud, reckless, and camera trained. He specializes in viral humiliation, public fights, nonsense rants, clownish stunts. He's not selling talent. He's selling a stereotype. He came from a media tradition older than television. Make the black man a joke. Once it was blackface and minstrel shows. Now it's going live and rage bait content. The costume changed. The script didn't. Look at Blueface. This man can't rap.
Oh, Lord.
And I mean that literally. He's offbeat on purpose.
Oh my God, y'all coming for the West Coast. It's cool, let's go.
Sounds like he's reading his rhymes for the first time, but he went viral because he's a walking circus. The face tattoos, the hair, the messy relationship drama broadcast for the world, the constant fights and confrontations. He's not an artist. He's a reality show that happens to make music. Boot Gang built a whole career off doing the dumbest stuff possible on camera, stealing from stores, starting fights, destroying.
You know, when we were on Fatty's show, they had said something about tattoos. Remember? If y'all caught me on Ladies First, go ahead and check it out on, I think it was last Sunday. I think the tattoo conversation came up, right? And it was like, what can you say about a person with tattoos? That this nigga's unemployed. He's crazy. He has mental problems. You know, he might hit me. I know might. He will hit me. I just don't know for what. I think he has a low level of triggers. Okay. He's killed a few people. You know what I'm saying? Lock your doors. That's what I would say with looking at these tattoos here. I'm just saying, he do porn. Exactly. Listen.
Property, all for views. And people watched. Millions of people watched him crash out in real time, treating his self-destruction like it was entertainment. That's modern minstrelsy. Same show, different stage. Algorithms reward extremes, and nothing's more extreme than performing your own downfall. Outrage clicks from people who hate you, plus guilty laughs from people who watch anyway, equals a career. But at what cost? He becomes the global face of our culture to people who never meet us. When someone in another country thinks about Black Americans, and all they've seen is these viral clowns, what do you think they imagine? He drowns out the builder, the scholar, the father, the quiet strength that doesn't trend. He teaches the next generation that attention is achievement, that being laughed at is the same as being successful. Our elders used to tell us, don't act a fool in public. Now fools headline festivals.
Oh, wait, I got some tea about this guy. I'm going to look him up. Who Are You said that dude actually changed his life. You should check out his story. His mom ruined him. Ugh. I'm definitely going to check it out. What is his name? Let me know. I'm going to check it out.
You've watched timelines celebrate the wildest behavior, the content that turns self-destruction into entertainment, the influencers who build brands off chaos. Reality TV has trained us that dignity isn't the point. It's just bad content. This isn't an accident. It's an industry that profits from our humiliation, and we're the ones hitting record. All 4 archetypes feel good in the moment. The YN feels powerful. The city girl feels desired. The scammer and dope boy feel rich, or at least respected. The buffoon feels famous. Power, desire, money, attention. That's the entire modern economy, and it buys souls wholesale. But here's what our grandparents knew. Feelings aren't a future. Discipline is. Dignity is. Family is. Craft is. Faith is. Under Jim Crow, when everything was stacked against us, we still chose order over chaos, patience over panic, building over burning. We didn't have much, but we had standards, and standards gave us strength. Now somebody...
I have a question about that, though. Do you think that... I like how they compare instances where they feel like, well, we actually were better, we came together more. And it always makes me think, is the implication, even if they're not trying to, is the implication that Black people, for us to be together in this space, in this society, we're going to have to be put under serious pressures that force us to be together, whether we like it or not? That's what I keep hearing after content after content after content, no matter what we react to, no matter what it's about, politics, relationships, whatever, religion. It all highlights a time where we were together, where we were more powerful, but it also talks about the subjugation, the prejudice, the discrimination we were under for us to be together. And it makes me think, with more quote unquote freedoms, the things that seem free that I would say they gave us according to this, it makes it seem as though as long as they give us more incentive to make it feel like we're free, we won't care to be with each other. And it makes me kind of ask the question, why don't we care to be with our own group when every groups of people, we're supposed to be tribal? Like, and they say, oh, well, Lucky, we are pretty much with our group. We don't love each other, though. We tolerate each other. And it's like, why don't we love each other for the same strifes and issues that we've been through, to where now they can just throw some money and now you have this person going to display this person going to display this, to still partake in putting more negative stereotypes on their whole community, on the whole people. I just wonder that. Let's keep going.
Will say, don't romanticize the past. There was poverty, colorism, messy churches, domestic drama. True. We've never been perfect, but look at the direction. Our grandparents had less freedom and more pride. We have more freedom and less pride.
Mm-hmm.
Freedom without an ethic becomes decadence. That's what we're living in. Permission with no purpose. The solution isn't to go back to Jim Crow. That's insane. The solution is to recover the aura that made us unbreakable, while we move forward with opportunity that makes us unstoppable. To the YN, you think fear means respect. It doesn't. Fear is a tax you pay until a tougher man collects.
You better
Respect is what stays when the weapons are gone. Find a mentor. Keep a promise. Raise a child you won't bury. To the city girl, sex sells because you're priceless. Stop discounting yourself. Modesty isn't weakness, it's ownership. Trade attention for admiration and see which one lasts. To the scammer, dope boy, addict, you're good at math and marketing. Use it for something your kids can inherit. If the game is so smart, why are the players broke at 40 or dead at 22? Detox the body. Rewire the hustle. Open a legit book, then a legit business. To the buffoon, every laugh costs your last name something. You can be funny without being a fool. You can be famous without being a failure to your people. Grow up on camera. We'll still watch. If we're serious, we need 4 counter archetypes. The builder, the opposite of the YN. He starts a trade, a team, or a program. For him...
Okay, I love that he's doing this. This is why I'm letting it cook, because we're going to get into what people are saying based around these conversations. So we need the builder archetype. Let's keep going.
Calm beats chaos every time. He understands that real power isn't in making people fear you. It's in making them trust. He builds things that last beyond the next Instagram post or the next beef. He's the brother who opens the barbershop, starts the youth program, coaches the team, teaches the trade. When he walks through the neighborhood, people feel safer, not scared. The lady, the opposite of the city girl. She embodies beauty.
This is what we need. Let's see if we see this changing in our community within Black women. I feel like we do. Let's keep going.
With standards and self-respect as branding. She understands that mystery is more magnetic than exposure, that what you withhold has more value than what you reveal. She's the woman who walks into a room and commands respect without saying a word, not because of what she's wearing, but because of who she's being. She knows her worth isn't measured in likes, followers, or how many men want her. It's measured in how she carries herself when nobody's watching. The producer, the opposite of the scammer and addict. He turns skills into clean paper and transforms.
Oh, like we would have with Tyler Perry. So we need new producers and that are for us. I guess we're gonna say that.
Pain into purpose, not pills. He's figured out that the same hustle that made him money in the streets can make him a fortune in the market, legally. He's the brother who turned his sales skills into a business, his street smarts into strategy, his network into net worth. And when the trauma hits, he doesn't reach for the bottle or the blunt. He reaches for therapy, for community, for healing that actually heals. The craftsman and scholar, the opposite of the buffoon. They make excellence go viral through art, code, research, film, and policy. They understand that being smart isn't corny, that reading isn't white, that education isn't a betrayal of the culture, it's an elevation of it. They're the creators who put the same energy into their craft that others put into clout chasing. They're proof that you can be authentically Black and brilliantly excellent at the same time. If algorithms won't amplify them, we will. Share what helps, starve what harms. Here's the truth. These four archetypes will always exist as long as there's money in our collapse.
Exactly.
But we choose whether they are stars or strays. We refuse to celebrate the boy who kills his reflection. We refuse to clap for the girl who sells her crown. We refuse to free a hustle that enslaves us. We refuse to laugh at a clown who makes the whole block look dumb. We reclaim the aura. We reclaim men who protect instead of provoke.
Let me just tell y'all, he is saying a word. And this is the part about it, right? Because we have to get into the conversation around this before we kind of run into that hour mark, right? I did want to talk about another part. I think we can get in. Let's just kind of get into, he said, what were the bad? So the four bad archetypes he's saying is the city girl, the scammer, the YN, and the buffoon, the one that just looks stupid on camera for money. And then to combat that, we need more balance in our media, such as the builder, the producer, the lady, and the what did he say? I guess the architect would be kind of like with the producer. So I do want to react to this part, right? Because can y'all see this? I want to get into this, right? Like the video, y'all. If you haven't already, go ahead and like the video. Yes, they said the crest.
Hate on a nigga. I don't understand why you hate on me, nigga.
We don't understand.
Show love, nigga. It don't show nothing. It don't cost nothing to show a nigga love.
All we doing
nigga.
is getting money.
Show a nigga some love, nigga.
Wabbly dabbly.
Niggas out here don't love me, nigga.
All right, let's get into this one.
They want you dead. Not literally. That's too obvious. They want you spiritually dead, culturally dead, generationally dead. And the most twisted part, they're using your own people.
I want to say this. I love how y'all come here to chit chat with me and react to these videos. I appreciate all of y'all because y'all know I'm going to get into some stuff right after this. All right, let's keep on.
To kill you. Right now, as you're watching this, a young Black girl is learning that her worth comes from how many men want to use her body. A young Black boy is learning that intelligence makes him less Black. Parents are watching their children choose ignorance.
With all of this, hold on. I need to put this on my big screen. With all of the conversation
they want you
around, dead. Oh, you should read, you shouldn't read, or all of this arguments around if you should read or not, I really feel like this is relevant. Let me kind of make this bigger. Let's make this bigger. Okay, there we go. Boom.
Necklace is keeping it real. That academic success is acting white. That our trauma is entertainment and our pain is profit. Each time a Black person acts out in public, or someone dines and dashes, or whenever a fight video goes viral, the world doesn't say, that's dysfunction. They say, that's Black. And the most dangerous part? We've started saying it too. But here's the truth they don't want you to face. This isn't culture. This is colonization repackaged as entertainment. Our ancestors built pyramids and kingdoms, survived the Middle Passage and Jim Crow. Now we're letting TikTok turn our pain into punchlines and calling it authentic. Today, We're ripping the mask off the lie that's been poisoning our community for decades.
And this is what I want to get into, right? This is the part that it's going to really like kind of open my eyes just a little bit, because there are some ways that I feel like his perspective explains things that I have not even seen or thought about, how harsh my criticism could be coming off as racist. Like, for real. Let's keep going.
This is the story of how they convinced the world that ghetto equals black, how billion-dollar corporations feed off our dysfunction, and why we keep letting our worst moments drown out our greatest achievements. Mary Frances Winters thought she was giving our community a gift. In 2020, this diversity consultant published Black Fatigue: How Racism Erodes the Mind, Body, and Spirit. Finally putting a name to something every black person in America knew but couldn't explain. Imagine walking into your office every morning knowing you have to be twice as good to get half the credit. Imagine code switching so many times a day you forget who you really are. Imagine your heart racing every time you see police lights, not because you've done anything wrong, but because history has taught you to fear. That's Black Fatigue, the bone-deep exhaustion of existing while black in America. Winters interviewed hundreds of black employees who described the same symptoms: sleepless nights, elevated blood pressure, anxiety attacks triggered by microaggressions so subtle they couldn't even prove they happened. For the first time, we had medical validation for what racism was doing to our bodies and minds. The American Heart Association recognized it. Researchers documented it. Finally, our pain had a name. But then the internet got hold of it.
It's crazy. There's a real terminology for it, which we all kind of knew, but we play around with it, right? Myself is included. And even though it's synonymous with the reasons why they talk about being fatigued, look, it's just like how they change the terminology from saying woke. Now being woke is a negative, you know? Let's keep going.
By the early 2020s, something sinister was happening across social media. Conservative users began hijacking Winters' term, twisting Black Fatigue into something completely different: their exhaustion with us. They took our clinical diagnosis of oppression and weaponized it as justification for their prejudice. Picture scrolling through TikTok and seeing hashtag Black Fatigue attached to videos mocking loud conversations, customer complaints, anything that fit their stereotype of how black people behave. They stole the name for our trauma and turned it into ammunition against us. Now, let me paint you a scene that's become all too familiar. It's a Tuesday night at a black-owned restaurant. 3 customers have just finished hundreds of dollars worth of food. The server, a young black woman working her way through college, approaches with the check. She turns away for 30 seconds to help another table. When she turns back, they're gone. Security cameras catch them slipping out, one by one, leaving behind empty plates and an unpaid bill. Within hours, the footage is online. Within days, it has millions of views. Within weeks, it's become another piece of evidence that this is just how black people behave. But here's what those millions of viewers don't see: the server going home that night, knowing she won't make rent because she lost her tip. The restaurant owner, also black, watching decades of building community trust crumble in a viral moment. The thousands of black customers who will now face suspicious looks because of 3 people's actions. This is the cruel math of the algorithm. One bad moment can erase 1,000 good ones. But the stereotype goes beyond viral videos. Talk to any black server.
Super chat stopped the live. Thank you. Shout out to you, Nixon. He said, as a whole, black people trauma bond and have monolithic mindset. We punish those who move and think the same. We also celebrate our weakest and overlook our overachievers. That's what I was saying. It's like the black people that do want to speak towards the issues or the things that are kind of gonna ruin the bunch. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch. You're looked at as somebody who's, oh, you're a coon, or you're this, or you're that. Like, it's like, what do you do when you're in this group? Keep going.
And they'll tell you the uncomfortable truth. Colleagues assume black customers won't tip well. This creates worse service, which leads to justified smaller tips, reinforcing the stereotype. Black servers report earning 30% less than white counterparts for identical service. Meanwhile, Black customers face subpar service, then feel pressured to over-tip to combat stereotypes, essentially paying extra for basic human dignity.
That's exactly what you experience, because if you go out, you can't put your finger on the fact that I just noticed that she walked up here, she helped this person, she helped this person. Why isn't she coming to my table? Why isn't he coming to my table as much? Or I noticed they did that over there. Why are they? It's like little clues you pick up and you think, oh, this place just has bad service. Then when it's time to tip, you are fighting the assumption and the stereotype that says because you're Black, you're going to tip less, when really, no, bitch, you didn't give me tip worthy service. But then it also plays into it. Our services, especially in the industry as far as hospitality with waitresses, are their services just worse now because they know most of the time they're going to have gratuity added, so they're going to get a tip regardless? Because that plays a part into it too.
Every family dinner becomes a performance to prove they're one of the good ones. And the platforms, they're counting money every time someone clicks share, every angry comment, every outraged reaction. TikTok's parent company reported over $80 billion in revenue for 2022, built partly on our trauma going viral. The algorithm doesn't care about context. It doesn't care that these three people don't represent 45 million Black Americans. It only cares about engagement, and nothing drives engagement quite like Black dysfunction. This is exactly why we created Black Stories Untold, to expose how they weaponize our pain against us and reclaim the narratives they've hijacked. If you believe these hidden truths need to be told,
I think that's true, Big Draws, because I think I do see Black people saying that we don't tip, right? Like Black people saying, oh, Black people don't tip as well. But then you have the Black customer to say, you know what? They give us bad service. If you have a Black server, you typically, that's the assumption, oh, she's going to give me bad service. So there's like something on both ends to talk about that Black person, even in the work environment. Oh, they don't work as hard as the Hispanic woman.
11th, 1973. A teenager named Clive Campbell, DJ Kool Herc, is setting up turntables in the recreation room at 1520 Sedgwick Avenue in the Bronx. He doesn't know it yet, but he's about to birth a culture that will conquer the world. For the first decade, hip-hop was pure joy. The Sugar Hill Gang made you want to dance. Grandmaster Flash made you think. When The Message dropped in 1982, it painted a stark picture of urban decay without glorifying it. It was social commentary with a conscience. But by 1988, something dark was happening in the boardrooms of major record labels. Sony, Warner, Universal, they saw dollar signs in our pain. Independent hip-hop labels that had nurtured the culture were being bought up like pieces on a chessboard. Carmen Ashurst Watson, former president of Def Jam Records, would later reveal the strategy. The time when we switched to gangsta music was the same time that the majors bought up all the independent labels. And I don't think that's a coincidence. Picture young artists walking into record label offices with conscious rap demos, only to be told they needed to be more hardcore to get signed. Imagine the moment when profit margins.
Oh, I'm muted. Was that around the 80s or the 90s? I feel like that was around the late 80s. I feel like that was around the 80s when rap started sounding like that. Ugh, y'all, one thing about me, I cannot stand Curtis Blow. The way he rap. These are the break. I cannot. But it switched from that to the whole NWA as we know it. I want to say that was like the 80s.
Became more important than community impact. The numbers don't lie. Research analyzing 403 platinum rap songs from this era found that 22% contained misogynistic content, with the majority engaging in objectification and verbal degradation of women. This wasn't artistic evolution. This was corporate manipulation. They turned our music into a weapon against ourselves, and we helped them load the bullets. But the corruption went deeper than misogyny. Picture a 13-year-old boy in Atlanta listening to Future rap about popping Percocets. He doesn't hear pain. He hears success. Lean isn't a coping mechanism. It's a status symbol. Xanax isn't anxiety medication. It's a lifestyle brand. Trap music literally named itself after the street hustle, an entire genre celebrating the very lifestyle that devastated our communities.
I have to ask, what is our inability to be able to enjoy things for entertainment purposes? I understand we have a subconscious and these things download into us and we start to portray this, especially if you're at an impressionable age. We know these things. But I could remember listening to all kinds of music. I never felt like I wanted to be Little Kim. I never felt like I wanted to go out and pop them things like G Unit said. I don't know. I get it. I get it. But I don't know. Let's let him keep finishing because I just think that what is going on where we can't decipher the difference? Do you think it's how much is being consumed within the household? Or at some point, doesn't it come back to the parents?
During a dark time, young black men started calling themselves trappers, adopting a name tied to the very struggles that claimed their fathers. Picture a 10-year-old black girl coming home from school and turning on the TV. What does she see? Representing her future? Women gyrating in bikinis, calling themselves baddies, competing for men who treat them like disposable objects. Our queens used to be Ida B. Wells, fearlessly investigating lynchings, Dorothy Height, organizing the March on Washington, Shirley Chisholm, running for president when the world said black women belonged in kitchens. Now, the algorithm serves up influencers teaching black girls that they're...
I love that he pointed out black women because sometimes when you get online and you get in a black YouTube space, they act like black women didn't do shit. They act like we never try to speak up for shit. So I like that he pointed out black women.
Their worth comes from their body count, their plastic surgery, their ability to secure a bag from men. OnlyFans is sold as entrepreneurship. Studies show black girls as young as 9 internalize these promiscuous images, developing body dysmorphia at higher rates than any other demographic. They're getting BBLs at 18, chasing a beauty standard that doesn't even look human. The cruelest part? They're told this degradation is liberation, that rejecting these images makes them pick-me's. They've weaponized feminism to keep our daughters trapped in cycles of objectification. They turned our queens into commodities and convinced us it was progress. Close your eyes and imagine the most prosperous black community you can. Now multiply that by 10. That was Greenwood District in Tulsa, Oklahoma, between 1900 and 1921. They called it Black Wall Street.
All right. He just gonna get a little bit into, but this is what I want to say. Right. This is what comes up when you talk about our culture as far as based around the ghetto lie, right? Let's get into what they talking about over here on TikTok like we always do to see the conversation. Let's go.
Uncle Tom for this, but I don't like being around black people that act like an exaggerated stereotype of themselves. It's one thing if we go out and then listen to ratchet music or do something little like that, but it gets serious to a point when I can't bring you nowhere and then you just want to act rowdy and you want to yell at people and you just want to get into a fight just because somebody stared at you. If you think that having a bad attitude is cute or if you think that being ghetto is cool, then I just cannot be friends with you because you can't carry yourself like that in the real world.
I got a question for y'all. Do you think it's ghetto to have blonde hair like this? I understand she just can't stand these stereotypes, but I feel like I can't help but think she looks like one. Oh, okay. Thank you, Big Draws. Look at this wig. And she talking about, I just cannot stand black people that act ghetto. Look at you, girl.
And if you want to have a bad attitude and act big and bad all the time, then you probably going to meet your match and somebody is going to put you in your place and they don't got nothing to lose. I feel like the only people that think that being ghetto and being ignorant is cute are people that are immature or just kids. Like if you...
And then I feel like she's saying all this. You know them girls, them black girls that moved to the valley, they really from the hood. But then they moved to the suburbs and then they changed their hair like they're white homegirls so they could seem like they're more into the community they're in. They try to reject their blackness. So they have to do things like weird shit like this and then talk about their old people. Oh my God, I can't stand that either. So what do you guys flip your blonde hair together? This is crazy.
I think that Baddies is a funny show to watch.
Okay, Fantasy. She's not saying nothing wrong, but it is wrong what she's saying because we're looking at her. Okay, that's the problem.
Then I'm just going to assume that you're under 20 years old or you're just immature. It's not even really just about pleasing white people or acting whitewash. It's just having decorum. Like, you miss out on opportunities, especially money opportunities, when you act ignorant and you don't know how to control yourself. I aspire to be a rich auntie, so I need people that's gonna act accordingly around me and want the same thing that I want. Not even just with black people. Like, I don't care what race you are. If you act ghetto or if you don't know how to carry yourself, I don't want to be around you.
Y'all not gonna.
Okay. Fantasy said, I think you just don't like her because she has blonde hair. You don't have to think that. I said that. And then it's yeah, okay, Brianna, they get at me. They said it's the message, not the messenger. You see, the men got where I was coming from. The women like Lucki. Okay, keep me in line, y'all. I'm gonna be quiet. She spoke facts, I guess.
Like it, but I hate black people who actually do stereotypes, bro. I despise them because they already didn't like you, and now you twerking at Walmart, bro. Fuck just validating racism and fueling the fire for all the upstanding citizens. Like, whenever someone overly loud, overly rude, dressed trashy, it just be like, oh brother. Especially the celebrities and artists who just be playing into that shit. Like, you one of the most prominent figures of black people and you just there tap dancing with your ass out. Like anytime I see a nigga in the news for some stupid shit, it just be like, golly. And it's crazy because none of the black people in my life that I surround myself with do any of that shit. But y'all small few are just so loud and proud with the.
That's how I feel. When you look at your circle, you like, when you get in these conversations, you like, I don't know anybody who do these things. And they be like, that's anecdotal. That's just the people around you. It's like, the people around you be doing this? No. So then when you realize we really arguing a minority point. Most of us ain't doing that. Most of us are not doing that. Let's just.
Buffoonery, like, golly. Like, they'll just promote and allow so much bullshit, bro. Fuck.
Black culture is completely.
Look, check her out. Okay. And that's what I was thinking too, Mario. Where does it become the obsession for white validation? Or is it like, are we too obsessed with what other people think of us? Or is it the fact that we think these same things? So we're just over it of what we think of us. Because then I hear that a lot too. I think Deontay Cow says that, oh, the people who think it's, how could the people in your community who wearing bonnets make y'all look bad, but you not wearing one doesn't make them look good. Well, he said it in the video prior to that. It's about the small few that ruin the bunch. And then they highlight the small few, and then the small few are loud. The small few are going to get attention, which is why when we watch clips, we're pointing out a person that is not normal, that is not a common personality to point out. So even in that, I think with all of that being, I think there is some truth to say we care what white people think, but no, I just care what we think as well. There should be some sort of standard that we carry that does not come from, oh, the white man wants you to say that. It's like, no, I just don't think that you should be taking your braids out in front of the store, or I don't think you should be taking your braids out at work. That has nothing to do with the white person, you know? Let's listen to her though.
Embarrassing. And Black women are especially embarrassing because they are the creators and the defenders of the dysfunction. They glorify and protect the degeneracy because it is coming from them and their children. We've literally went from the backbone of the household to the face of delusion. And the fact that you have all these high standards for the purses you wear, the wigs that you put on your head, the shoes that you wear, the men that you date, but have zero standards for how you raise your children, how you carry yourself, and don't care about your community is also disgusting. And to be clear, I'm not ashamed of being Black. I'm ashamed of what Black culture have become. Because what we're celebrating isn't Black culture. It is actually clown culture, which is why we're the entertainers for everyone in this country.
We are the entertainers for everyone in this country, but I don't think it's because we're clowns. I think it's because they got tired of wearing blackface, trying to mimic our talent, so they created an industry to pay us to say, put them on stage. Then when they give you money to incentivize you out from being like the other Blacks or to be better, then that's where you create this type of conversation. But I like what Next Level said. He says, why does only Black unruly behavior gets promoted? Because the people who created media since forever, they have always had a fixation on us. They have always had a fixation on how we are treated, how we treat each other. Oh, let's throw this in their community and then see how they evolve. We've always been the people that create, set trends, do all of those things. So of course they're going to watch us. They watch everything we do. And then when we're in the most lowest of ghettos, as far as neighborhoods, it says black people aren't the only ones that are ghetto. But you see, I would say we aren't the only ones that are ghetto, but it seems as though we created a ghetto to where it looks so good to be this way, other people want to look this way. Or it's like, oh, look at those girls. You got the Kardashians trying to wear, what do they call them, boxer braids, and they add a little bit of color. But if you see a Bonquisha with some neon braids, we're gonna say, oh, you look ghetto, you look ratchet. So it's really just who's setting the stage for what the label is. But however, we're gonna always be stripped away from who we are and what we're doing. So for her to say that, we've always been the entertainment because we created this shit. Okay.
And y'all want to be mad at white people so bad, but you should be mad at yourself and whoever raised you. Moral of the story, if you want to be successful in this country, do the exact opposite of what the black community does.
When are we going to talk about how detrimental baddies and all of these other...
Okay, hold on, because she about to come for me, y'all. She's about to come for me, and I will sit here in it. Y'all can hold me accountable. Child of God said trailer park behavior is boring. I just don't think we find white people entertaining like that, except the gypsies. Y'all remember that gypsy show? The gypsies always was fighting. And I just think we're just consumed with ourselves. Like they're consumed with us while we're consumed with ourselves. But they definitely be fighting. If they put some trailer park shit on TV, like the Honey Boo Boo drama, where you mean to tell me you got a whole show about you being fat, talking about you better recognize all this stuff, but y'all didn't want to put on air about how the mama had her boyfriend molesting her kids. That's how they drama go. That's how they stories go. And yes, next level, the term ghetto wasn't a label. I got you. We was here when you mentioned Constantine creating Christianity. So when you said that, I knew we was here because that's not a popular conversation. But let's keep going.
Shows where people are just fighting is for the community. Who do y'all think the target audience for baddies is? Who do y'all think it is? To sit back and constantly just watch episode after episode of women fighting, men fighting, like...
Hold on, yes. I like to see bitches beat each other up. I don't listen. I get y'all have y'all entertainment, but y'all cannot say that, oh, we like to listen to ratchet music and YN music. What do you think they're talking about in the music? We can't just point out baddies to be bad black content, but we all watch Power. We all watch Belly. We all watch all the other stuff. So we're going to just stop it when it becomes ratchet females who are ratchet doing ratchet shit. You want me to not be entertained by that? And then we said the target audience is our daughters. Can we stop acting? Well, I'm going to just say, I don't know anybody that's putting their daughters in front of these shows. But if you're saying you're watching the show and your kids are in the room with you, definitely agree. Definitely agree. That's a possibility.
That's insane. There was a mom that posted about how her daughter and their friends got together to recreate baddies, and one of the girls ended up having to go to the hospital because she got her head busted open. So it's just like, we have to be mindful of the type of stuff that we make popular and the type of stuff we give attention to. That's exactly why I don't support Sexy Red, and I do not support baddies or any of that shit that makes black people look like animals. And y'all shouldn't be supporting that shit either. You should not be sitting home watching baddies, letting your daughters watch it. Like, hello, please. And I don't want nobody saying, oh, it's just entertainment. What's entertaining about watching a bunch of black women fight like dogs? Think about the countless hours.
So if they pay Layla Ali to fight Clarissa, you mean to tell me we wouldn't watch that fight? We wouldn't watch that fight. We the Mandingos. Okay, you mean to tell me? So does it make a difference because Lemmy is paying them $500,000 to go on a Zeus network and duke it out? Let me tell you this. I know y'all got some cousins. You mean to tell me the bag that they're getting on Zeus, I don't think she understands it. A bitch who can't fight will learn how to fight just to be on that show. Exactly, Mario. We will watch it. You tell me somebody who turning down $60,000 just to go on the show for 3 months and fight. a few bitches. What girl in the hood ain't doing that? You seen it? She has a specific audience. Let's keep going.
That you spent watching baddies. Have you put that same amount of effort into the goals that you have in life, or, you know what I'm saying, anything that would benefit you? And I'm not saying this to shit on anybody that watches baddies, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I wish as a people we could look at the bigger picture and see and pay attention to what they're trying to do. They're showing our young girls that's growing up, this is the representation of a black woman. This is how they act. This is what they do. When was the last time y'all seen a show of a bunch of white women scrapping? I'm not talking about housewives and all that shit where they arguing. I'm talking about fighting like dogs.
The Gypsy Show. But the reason why I'm going to say to your point is that what is stopping black creators from making a TV show just highlighting white drama? We say that as though they have the audacity to not display that. That's not true. We are just the people that makes more money because we consume that stuff. They watch it too, but put their people on TV doing it, you'll also see the numbers. But what happens is you have these people who are like on certain networks who don't want to allow that on their network. But Zeus Network or all these other shows, they definitely can create a show that highlights that. We just don't. Yes, Big Draws, Jersey Shore was ghetto. And if you've seen Housewives of Beverly Hills, they do the same thing they do on the other black housewife shows. But when we talk about our shows, we got to only talk about the black shows because that's the ones we watch. Nobody's watching Housewives of Orange County unless you're Caucasian like that. You got some black people, but that's not a popular show to us. Shout out to Just My 2 Cents. Super Chat stopped alive. He said, God called us black, a special people unto him. What he meant was special ed, which is why he gave us 613 laws to guide us from sun up to sundown, just like special ed person need guidance. Can you drop where you got that from? I want to read that. Let's go. Hold on, where's she at? Hold on. Where am I?
They'll just promote and allow.
Hold on.
In this country. And y'all
Hello, please.
Sorry, y'all. I started it. Let's keep going.
And I don't want nobody saying, oh, it's just entertainment. What's entertaining about watching a bunch of black women fight like dogs? Think about the countless hours that you spent watching baddies. Have you put that same amount of effort into the goals that you have in life, or, you know what I'm saying, anything that would benefit you? And I'm not saying this to shit on anybody that watches baddies, you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying I wish as a people we could look at the bigger picture and see and pay attention to what they're trying to do. They're showing our young girls that's growing up, this is the representation of a black woman. This is how they act. This is what they do. When was the last time y'all seen a show of a bunch of white women scrapping? I'm not talking about housewives and all that shit where they arguing. I'm talking about fighting like dogs. When was the last time y'all seen a show like that? I would love to see a show that teaches young black girls and boys how to be entrepreneurs, how to start a business, how to do so many other positive things that would benefit the community.
They have shows like that, and there's still going to be drama. I don't know why we think we live in a world where there's no drama. All it is highlighting it. They make it seem like they put them in these rooms and say, hey, create these issues. No, look what happens on a panel. You put 5 women or whoever and on a show, this person has this person has this, show up to this event. It's going to be drama just off the fact that she thinks she's better than me. She wore this outfit. She was looking at this. That's going to create the show. It has nothing to do with them saying, oh, you're this, and hey, write this. Most of that stuff is not what they be having issues, and they pay them to come duke it out or express your issues on TV. Even if you have a show, they have a show called, what is it? The Influence or something like that. That's about these young influencers. It's about entrepreneurship and them with a hustle, how to make money. And guess what? It's still drama because this girl jealous of her and her entrepreneur. I gotta compete with her. Life has drama in it. I don't know why we think that sometimes we overly scrutinize our content as well to say, dang, why we got to get a show that's like this? Black Ink Crew was mainly men. It was drama. You try to start a business with people in your family, you're going to get a show. It's just like the Braxtons. The Braxtons is one of the, what did Tamar say? The longest standing all-female family show next to the Kardashians. The Kardashians is the longest standing reality show of Black sisters and family We should be happy with the Braxtons, but guess what? People like, oh, they need to get their show off the air because it's depicting us in a bad light. No, it's showing what we really have. You have dysfunction amongst people in general. Stop acting like TV is a negative place to show. We can't show kids dysfunction. Meanwhile, when they go to birthday parties, your uncle arguing. They see y'all twerking at the party. They see all kind of stuff at the birthday party. They see how you interact with your boyfriend. They see how you interact with your mother. It's not different. What's different is how you are. So when you say, have you did this many hours into, what if I did all the productive things today? And at the end of my day, when my kids go to bed, I want to watch baddies. Does that still apply to your point? We have to understand balance.
And that would benefit them. Instead of this bullshit that y'all keep pushing onto us. And now they coming out with Pop the Balloon.
We'll say about the defeated sons or whatever the case may be, the upbringing and the lack of fatherhood, the lack of guidance, the lack of support, care, or anything like that these young men are getting. We have now this terminology of YN. And we talk about these kids that are loose on these streets with weapons, shooting up and losing their lives, like going to jail at such an early age for the rest of your life. You have lost your entire youth.
Parents are both from Grenada. They came here in the 80s and 90s. So what he was saying about how they think that black people are lazy does resonate with me, because I've heard that a lot.
There's some negative stereotypes y'all heard about black.
Check this out. And I've heard this too, where it ain't just a white thing. Black Americans are perceived to be lazy, ghetto, and stay away from them in general. All of us. We all the baby's kids that they don't want to take to the theme park. That's how they look at us. Even the ones that come here, they check off, well, what's your nationality? African American. They say the same thing. They're not from here though. They check that box and they still have those biases. And how many of these people probably make content saying, I'm just so tired of black culture? We don't know, because we just say all skin folk is kin folk. That's how we feel.
Like from your parents, from your friends.
You literally said it all.
Yeah. That's it?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Right.
Like my mom would tell me not to marry an African American.
Yeah.
Right.
She says it all the time.
I do have this conversation a lot with Africans or even just Caribbean people who will often look down on black Americans. Number one, they will say they lazy, they ghetto. I've heard African parents tell their kids not to date African American men, not to marry them, things of that nature. When I hear people say that, it's crazy. And even when I hear like African parents say that, it very much sounds like the same rhetoric that a white person would tell their kids. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, don't marry that black guy. Like, he's ratchet, they ghetto. So it's crazy to hear other black people, not just black Americans, but just black people in general, have that type of rhetoric towards each other.
I think that's the thing too, because when you see other people say this about black Americans, it does kind of cause this division in your thoughts to think, where are you from? And then you kind of have this assumption to say, oh, they think this about me. But one thing I want to say just for this whole conversation today and us reacting to this, thank you guys. Like the video. It was 100 and something people here for this conversation. Glad y'all liked it. But this is what I want to end the note on, is that even though the loud minority is loud, okay, they are very loud, I feel like the balance being added, even though it's quiet, is much louder. And I'm going to end something on a positive note. Have y'all checked out the quarter zip movement? They are combating the stereotypes. They are combating the stereotypes. And I just want to say this too. What is going to be a movement for us as black women to teach the young teenage girls? If the young boys are saying, don't call us YNs, we are not that. We are young black men, respectful men. What are us as women are going to do? Because we have to do something with our look to add to the balance. Okay? But y'all, make sure you like the video, and we are going to get into this on our way out. See y'all on the next one.
We don't do Nike tag. We don't do coffee. There's straight quarter zips and marches around here. He was talking about putting on a Nike tag to come outside. I told him, what are you doing? You upgraded in life. You wear glasses.
So first it started with a quarter zip. A quarter zip sweater, right? And then everybody said, nah, forget the quarter zips. Get you a suit and a tie, okay? Get you a suit and a tie, a full suit and tie, my brother. You understand? Now, everybody is loving this, you know, especially for our black young men. We loving this. I'm loving it. But then I thought to myself, oh no, These young men, they're making a statement. They don't want to be called YNs no more. They said, we leaving the Nike tech. We leaving the sweatsuits. We leaving all of that. We leaving the ski masks. We leaving that. Don't call us YNs no more. Stop calling us that. We're literally shedding the look. We're shedding the look. Don't associate us with that no more. You understand? We are respectable young black men in society that will grow up to be respectable black men in society, and you will treat us as such. You will view us as such, and I love that.
If you don't like me, that's fine. But, you know, watch your mouth.